Ever wonder what it's like to live in a cozy New England cottage? Join us as we transform our simple ranch home into a comfy cottage. Each week, we work towards improving, maintaining, and beautifying our home and garden, all on a tight budget.
Hello there, I'm Paul.
Hi, and I'm Gina. Welcome to Brambleberry Cottage. If you're new to our channel, this is a channel where we do all kinds of things based on cottage living, where we do gardening, we do decorating, we do some craft projects. We might even throw in some cooking or baking in there, but it's all about cottage living in our cottage.
Right, that's how we do stuff around here.
Yeah.
And we're not afraid to be ourselves either. You know, you'll see that in our content. We just kind of do what we do, right?
Yeah, and we like to chat. Sometimes we like to sit here. We don't always get to do that, but sometimes, especially when things start slowing down in the fall and winter, we like to sit and chat and have a little cuppa with you and get to know each other.
Yeah, and if you like the sort of content we provide, please give us a thumbs up. It really lets us know if you are showing you the content you want to see. Feel free to leave a comment or a question.
And if you like this sort of content, please consider subscribing. It really helps support our channel so we can continue providing content for you.
Absolutely.
And also, we really do love what we do, and it really does support our channel. So for all of you who have joined, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And welcome to the Brambleberry Cottage family.
Also, just so you know, subscribing is absolutely free. So we appreciate it.
That's true. This week, what are we doing this week?
Well, this week, you wanted to do some decorating, right?
I do.
All right. Well, you always wanted some decorating, I think.
I always want to decorate. So I just added little elements from nature and a little bit of Halloween things here and there. I did that actually maybe a couple weeks ago, but I really wanted to show you just a few elements, and I mean a few. I mean a lot in the past I did when my children were young, and also even up until maybe last year a little bit I did some crafts, and I'm not really feeling that anymore, but I wanted to show you with little bits of nature brought in, elements that are on our property like leaves and berries and pine cones and all things like that.
Yeah.
But also we just have a few elements here and there for Halloween.
Right.
And
We're
also
going to tackle some storage issues. We live in a tiny little cottage, so storage is always an issue for us. So we're going to build a custom cabinet to store some jewelry, some health and beauty aid type stuff, to really, you know, how we've been storing it has been working out for us. So we're going to transform a little nook to build a cabinet.
Yes. I don't have a ridiculous amount of jewelry, but I do have some basic jewelry, but I have a little bit here and there of bracelets and necklaces, things I forget about because they're all kind of piled in a box, and every now and then I sift through and I end up wearing the same type of things. So this is going to divvy it up a little bit so I can see it more and it won't get tangled up.
Right, exactly. They get tangled. So that's what we're hoping to do this week.
And like Paul said, we're adding some health and beauty aids in there. We had this cabinet in our bedroom that also had a hamper down below. We like it, but it's a little cumbersome, even though it fits in that niche like really well. The problem is it's just we have different plans. We're going to be redoing our bedroom soon, and we really want to put like a little faux fireplace in there.
Right.
And right now that wouldn't be allowed because it's very small room. It has only so many walls, and it's really there's no space for it. So we're done with that. We've had it for over 2 decades now.
Yeah.
So it's time to move on from that, and we wanted to take what was in that on the top cabinet part and add a little storage and put it in a nook where we get all that storage, but it doesn't hinder the space in the room.
Exactly.
You have to be really clever when you have a tiny house or a tiny cottage of some kind. So we're doing that, and then we're going to move that cabinet out. So big things are coming. We're doing the room little by little, so you won't see a full makeover today.
Yeah, that'll be down the road a little ways.
Yeah.
We're going to repaint everything and do a whole new style in that room, right?
Yes. During this time of the year when we're inside a lot, we're not doing anything more in the yard, we'll be slowly chipping away at that project. For our time constraints, and also Age makes a difference. We don't go as quickly as we used to.
Of the energy we used to, but still,
Yeah.
we
And
enjoy what we do.
We do, and the budget,
And the budget, of course, we're always budget conscious.
very.
And this project here, I think, is going to be free, except I'm going to buy some hinges for the cabinet. But everything else is going to be materials we have on hand.
Yeah, it's free to us. So hopefully you see our project. If it's something you want to do as well, know that if you don't have that type of wood around the house, you will have to buy wood. You will have to buy hinges, which we did have to buy, Paul said. And also we had knobs, the knobs to open it. We had a ton on hand. We always keep that sort of thing on hand. Whenever you're at a tag sale, anything you take apart in your house and save them. You never know. You can always spray paint them. You may like the style, it comes back, whatever that may be. But these are some things we had laying around.
And I'm always holding on to scrap wood and all kinds of stuff like that. So.
And the dowels too we want to do.
Right, and dowels as well, which I have those on hand as well. So yeah, we really try to save everything and reuse what we can. So I'm really excited about this project. I hope it comes out well.
I'm really excited too. I'm really liking through the years how we're slowly chipping away at things and adding extra storage and little hidden storage here and there.
Me too.
Very excited. So once we finish our cuppa here, we're going to start our project.
Sounds good. So thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us and welcome.
Welcome. Anytime I start a project, I always look to materials I already have on hand, and this is no exception. These are some pieces I've had from a shelving unit that I picked up. I'm going to give them a quick sanding so that our paint will stick.
So this wood is actual wood, the white painted wood. If you remember, gosh, maybe a few different videos, but not too long ago, months ago, we had taken apart an armoire that we had repurposed a few different, for different uses, many times actually, but we decided to take it apart and use pieces of wood for different projects. This is still what's left of that armoire, and it is real wood. So we're doing that technique, that wood grain technique. Yes, it would be easier to just sand it down and do this, but we like doing this effect, and it's way more work than it needed to be by doing it the sand and paint method. So we're doing this because we really like this look. We want it to somehow come together with the other pieces. We have some pieces that Paul has done that are really dark, so we're going to try to lighten that up. He did a really cool effect on some other shelves and using paint thinner. So we're going to try different methods to try to get everything to kind of come together. I don't mind different woods mixed here and there, but we don't want it to be so many different woods that it looks really strange. So we're going to kind of keep working on this. So why wouldn't we just sand this down and stain it? Well, too much work, we're lazy, but also we like this effect. So I don't know if you can see in the back there, right behind Paul, there's this shelf right there that he had just finished, and he's working on this. So it really has a nice whitewashed light wood effect. It almost gives it like a grayish appearance because of the white and the dark stain together. So we're removing the shelf. Paul's gonna come in and remove that. It's the shelf we put when we first moved in here just to have something to put like our alarm clock or whatnot, and it's developed into just like a shelf where we put little doodads and we put a plant there. We've kind of changed it up through the years. Although that was neat and it kept it open, hopefully it doesn't close it in too much, but we've needed some storage. Like we've talked about before, when you have a tiny house or a tiny cottage, storage is very, very, very important. So Paul has made some storage for my jewelry, sunglasses, little trinkets here and there that we need, health and beauty aids, things like that. We're going to keep it in a cabinet here in this corner. So he's removing that shelf to put that new cabinet there. Seems like a small space, but it's wonderful what you can do with these little nooks. He's trying to remove some of the paint off the screws so we can unscrew the shelf, and after many times of painting the room and wanting to cover those screws, there's layers and layers. So it doesn't look like it's going to work out, so I imagine he's going to try to bang it out. He's going to do his best to remove it. When we take this down, we're going to see layers of paint of different colors we've had in this room and what it started out as. I know at one time we've had a green in here, we've had a tan in here, we've had a gray and this kind of light bluish gray.
Yeah, we've had a lot of colors over the years, huh? I think
We have.
Green, was that the first one?
I think so. Long time ago.
Yeah.
More than a couple decades ago. We will be repainting this room and also redoing closet doors. We'll be redoing a lot in this bedroom, but we're doing it in stages because of budget, but because of time. We have so many projects going on, and we have to do it that way because of our time and energy levels as we age, but also budget. Budget is a major factor always. Oh, now I see it, yeah. So there's a green, a tan, a brown. We've done it all.
Yeah.
I think there was even like a whitish one at one point, probably under those, and then this lightish bluish gray, but it might even have been a gray before that. We've painted it a lot of times. So here's the finished cabinet. We're leaving the wall a little rough because like we had said earlier in our intro, we are going to touch it up and we're going to be repainting it. So for now, it's going to stay this way. We've got a long way to go, so we're doing a little at a time. We're leaving it like this, like we were doing. Paul was doing that technique that we like to do, and we had some light wood here, and it's like dark inside. The reason we're doing that is we're trying to see which way we like. But I think what we're going to end up doing in the end is painting. I might even leave the doors as they are, depending on what other wood elements are going on. You don't want to have too many different types of stains and wood elements going on. So what I'm going to do is leave this here. So we had a little mishap. The camera went a little cuckoo. So we're going to redo, so I'm trying to remember what I was saying. So we're going to keep these doors the way they are unless there's different wood elements going on. Because you really don't want too many wood elements going on. But I'm probably going to paint this flush with the walls, with the wall color, so it all looks really built in. And I may in the end even paint this as well. It all depends how it turns out. So here's the inside. I really like it. We have some, and also we're not, if you can see the base, I'm going to try to show, it's kind of built up, not only because of the molding here, but not just that, we needed it so it didn't scrape the floor, but we're leaving it kind of unfinished because when we do our floors over and we do the molding over again, we're going to have that all look built in. So for now, this is just the start for now. Obviously, we're going to add molding and whatnot later, but this is just to get the feel of what's going on first. But you're going to slowly see this room come together through the months. So I don't have a lot of jewelry, but what I do have, I like keeping it simple. So I have bracelets, necklaces, I have some brooches that were my grandmother's and that I've collected through the years. Mostly a lot of costume jewelry. I'm not a fancy person. Some things I've ordered on Amazon that I've kept in the original box. We have, Paul has some things like a watch and whatnot, cufflinks, and then I threw in some of my holiday pins that and earrings and whatnot. In here I have my earrings on one side. It's actually a travel thing, but it works out great. This was brand new and it's original plastic, and it was really, really nice. It is from Pottery Barn. It's really nice, but it's a travel case, but I keep it. And I have one side, I have my earrings, and the other end, I have it unzips, and you can flip it. There's some elements here and there. I have my rings. So I have earrings and rings, but I'm keeping it in the box so it keeps it nice and organized in there. I have some various sunglasses I'm going to keep up here. Paul has a shoe shine kit. I'm going to stick that in there. I have extra makeup brushes in here. I still haven't used these yet, but I do have other ones already in my bathroom, but these are extra ones I'm going to leave in here. Extra brushes for when I'm ready to use them. I have some under eye gel thingies. I don't know what they're exactly called, but I was going to try to squeeze those somewhere. I might have to put it down here. So I'm going to put those here. And I have some hand creams, some masks, and massage tools for your feet. These are awesome. I have a lot of feet thingies. And this is great when you have a headache. It's a simple rake you can find in Amazon. It's awesome. I have a used mask here that I put it, so if you ever have a mask that you don't want to use all of it, put it in a baggie and you can use more of it later and it'll keep it nice and moist. So that's a thought. We have my Happy Light that I use a lot in the winter, and a blood pressure monitor, and there you have it. So it's very simple. but it took up all the space. But the main thing that started the whole thing was the jewelry. I'm really happy with it. It contains everything that we need in there. We have extra storage built in. It doesn't take a lot out of our room.